My name is Michaela and I'm on the legal finance team at Homefolk. I'm an Edinburgh-based law graduate, and in this video I'm going to explain what my team and I have been working on for the last year. So, let's talk about the price of fish, and by fish I mean homes. House prices have been increasing relative to income since the 1990s, and less is being built than we need. It's a dual crisis of supply and speculation. In 2023, the average house price in the UK was over £290,000. In Greater London, it was over £700,000. The UN suggests a target of no more than 30% of household income spent on housing costs for affordability. Headlines show England is one of the worst performing housing markets. For groups like students and key workers on lower incomes, this is leading to a rent trap. A key takeaway, especially in London, is that innovations in housing are both urgently needed and have huge market potential because there is a lot of money spent on housing costs at present. This context underpins Homefolk's radical idea: reduce material use, negate land costs, and build lots of new, genuinely affordable housing with our model. What does a village cost? Specifically, we have to come up with an estimate for what the pilot will cost. Future iterations should come with a similar price tag. This allows us to calculate a price per resident. You can see on the spreadsheet the work we've done on this already. 3 different team member independently researched figures, which help us to estimate the maximum to minimum range for each sub-item. Whilst not all of our work is shown, this demonstrates the way we've come to our current estimates. This pie chart we've produced shows the sectoral cost breakdown for the village, with construction costs being the largest contributor. These figures are projections done by us as volunteers. That said, this work allows us to estimate a final price per resident of between £40,000 to £60,000 with our housing model, assuming public urban commons are used. Currently, Homefolk is a volunteer-run and organised social enterprise. Over the last 2 years, Homefolk has grown to 3 working groups over 2 countries, with 20 to 30 regular volunteers and 2 co-directors. We can see we're reaching a limit to what we can achieve following our totally voluntary model. At present, co-directors are paying out of pocket for things like our website, travel, Zoom account, email, and conference attendance. As a social enterprise, our model permits reinvestment of future profit to provide the community benefit of genuinely affordable housing, as we lay out in our Articles of Association. However, we will likely not make our first sale for some years. Resilient social enterprise startups that survive the first few difficult years will ideally have multiple revenue streams to cover this gap in operations. That's why we've applied for grant funding and are exploring options for regular giving and support, in addition to a crowdfunding campaign on the horizon. We've budgeted for the next 5 years using a 3-statement financial model. These figures are just predictions, and we know our capex is in need of redoing. Nonetheless, this provides a really helpful basis to understand how much money we'll be working with in the years ahead. Cost of the product, or each village, should decline subsequently after the pilot. We plan for a total of 5 villages over a 5-year period, with our first village being sold in the 2nd year of operations. If we're serious about our intention to build our pilot and prove our model, we should start with year 1. The spreadsheet shown explores the operating costs for our first year in more detail. To keep it concise, these costs include further research beyond what we've done already, bespoke legal documentation and planning applications, and admin, like business insurance. However, the majority of anticipated costs are for our workforce. We need a paid part-time coordinator for each of the 3 working strands. We also anticipate we'll need 1 full-time project coordinator, or 2 as a job share. In total, we have a first-year budget of £60,000 to £70,000. Once again, I'm Michaela, and I've been presenting a brief summary of our work on finances at Homefolk so far. There's a lot more work to do, but we hope this video better explains our foundation and launchpad from which we can grow. Lastly, if you haven't already, you can follow our email list for monthly updates. Bye!